Hi, everyone, and welcome to Friday's show. Welcome to November, which came roaring in last night, right around the same time as Trick or Treat. What a windy, blustery evening. It certainly slowed down Halloween and Trick or Treat. I think we probably had 100 trick or treaters in Dixie, which might sound like a lot unless you've ever been to Dixie or lived there. You know, it can be 500, 600, 700 at times. So certainly on the lighter side of things. And I was so glad to get to bring you as much of our trick-or-treaters here at the studios yesterday as we could. Tonight, it's back to our regular programming. Top headlines tonight will include a couple of arrests during trick-or-treat and Halloween last night here in Magoffin and Johnson County. We'll also have, sadly, a fatal auto accident yesterday morning that I briefed you on last evening that claimed the life of a Magoffin County man. We also have his funeral services to pass along to you tonight. And we'll also wrap up coverage of the Magoffin County Fiscal Court meeting. A couple of things discussed in that meeting, and the one that we'll cover tonight, the opening of bids for garbage collection. Rates have changed. Some up, some down. We'll pass those along to you in just a few moments. And in fact, I'm going to take a quick break to let you hear from a few words who help me be with you each and every weeknight, and we'll pick up our news right after this in just a second. You're going to absolutely fall in love with all the new arrivals at the seasonal shop, from all the autumn colors and styles in ladies' designs, shoes and accessories, Charlie Page, Mud Pie, you know the name brands, to jewelry, Simply Southern, Natural Life, caps, cups, and more, to rooms of home decor. And all you'll need to decorate for the fall and Halloween seasons, plus everything from coffees to candles. But hurry, because everything Christmas is already arriving daily and will be out soon, and fall will be gone before you know it. At Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
Welcome to my blog. Be sure to leave a comment. Black Friday sales are going to be huge this year.
Adults and their phones.
It's going to be a low-carb meal.
All right! Hand them over.
Appalachian Wireless always wants you to get the most out of your phones, but we also encourage you to set them down and enjoy time with your loved ones. Happy Thanksgiving from your friends at Appalachian Wireless.
We're definitely starting off the first few days of November on the chilly side. We'll get to your weather forecast in just a few moments. And if you're going to make it up to the Magoffin County High School football field, you'll want to bundle up. It is the last game of the season. Yes, we have a camera headed there as we speak. Hope to have some wonderful highlights for you on Monday. And hope you stay warm if you go. Cold nights are good nights for football, nevertheless. A couple of arrests to pass along to you before we go to our top story tonight that took place on Halloween, of course, yesterday. One taking place here in Sayersville during Trick or Treat, actually. Fortunately, no trick or treaters on the parkway for the most part, certainly not on foot. But nevertheless, many calls started pouring in to 911 about a motorist who was feared to be getting ready to hit or seriously injure or worse other motorists. That woman stopped here in Sayersville by Sayersville and State Police. Around 7:30 last night during Trick or Treat, numerous calls came in from several motorists indicating that there was a vehicle traveling east towards Sayersville on the Mountain Parkway, nearly hitting numerous cars on the Mountain Parkway as it made its way towards Sayersville. And as police encountered the vehicle on Restaurant Row, the driver, Crystal Farley, 59 of West Virginia, nearly ran red light number 2. And while turning on to the frontage road there in front of Lee's Famous Recipe, was unable to hold her lane and was turning towards oncoming traffic. The vehicle was stopped after nearly hitting a curb, and Farley showed serious signs of impairment. Trooper Haney also assisted Officer Jeremiah Watson making the stop. The passenger was also arrested out of the front seat, while the driver, Farley, was charged with trafficking in a controlled substance, third degree, DUI in the first degree, driving on a DUI suspended license, and having a canceled or fictitious driver's license in her possession. Trafficking charges come from opening the glove box, says police, and finding a bottle of gabapentin, 800 milligram, that was filled 2 days prior, with 120 pills 2 days prior, but only 25 left inside it 48 hours later. She also had $322 in cash, which was taken by authorities. While later on, closer to midnight, an Inez man had to be extricated from his vehicle after he crashed into a tree near the intersection of 321 and 23 in Paintsville. When Trooper Dustin Thompson with Post 9 got on scene, he found that a white Ford Ranger had run off the roadway and struck a tree, and upon approaching the vehicle, he found that EMS were moving him by jaws of life and other means. Adam Dalton Jr., 23 of Inez, was not wearing a seatbelt and also was exhibiting serious signs of being under the influence. He was medically cleared and then charged with second offense DUI with aggravated circumstances, failure to wear a seatbelt, no insurance, and possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia after 2 bags of pot were found inside the vehicle. Well, it wasn't just the rain which made roads slick yesterday, with all of the winds blowing all of the leaves, even more so than they fall, of course, by themselves. There were some spots that were rain and leaf covered, which were just simply dangerous. Not so many leaves in this particular area, but it is believed that rain, slicking roads made or were a contributing factor to this single car crash yesterday morning. There was actually a small flurry of calls about numerous accidents, 2 or 3 in McGoffin County and Sagersville right around the same time. One call was actually erroneous. One call actually proved to be a non-injury incident. The third, however, or the one in between, was this crash on Route 7, in which a Royalton man died shortly after being taken to the hospital. The call originally miscommunicated to 911 as saying it was on the Salyer Branch Hill, but actually in what we formally or informally know as the Minix Curve area. And it's also unknown at this time if someone saw this accident happen or saw the wreckage thereafter. If they didn't see it happen, this vehicle could have been over that embankment for quite some time. We've seen vehicles wreck here before, and it is just deep enough to where you cannot see any sign of a vehicle unless you see some sort of wreckage or debris in the roadway. Nevertheless, the lifeguard ambulance service and rescue squad personnel responded and spent some time trying to extricate the driver from the vehicle. He was the only occupant inside, and after doing so, he was taken by ambulance to an area hospital. That ambulance seen leaving the scene as EMS are still working this accident was actually called to go en route to another accident that was called in on the Mountain Parkway, which turned out to be a non-injury collision that could not be found. Nevertheless, 86-year-old Virgil Moore was removed from his vehicle and taken by ambulance to an area hospital. His injuries, however, were severe from the collision, and he did not survive. He was pronounced dead at that facility. We do have, coming up in just a few moments, funeral services which have been made in his honor, with a listing of those to be held this weekend. Our other top headline, garbage collection rates as were set with approval of a bid by the McGoffin County Fiscal Court. I'll have that for you in just a few moments. A few brief announcements on tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar first. Yeah, pretty short and sweet community calendar brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. Sweet because it starts with a birthday, and we like birthdays. And this one was phoned in as saying, please wish Phyllis Mag Bolin a very happy birthday today. I think 82nd birthday from a whole lot of family and friends who love you lots. Phyllis, happy 82nd birthday to you. Happy birthday. A quick reminder, the McGoffin County Head Start taking applications. If your child is going to be 3 or 4 years of age by August the 1st, get them a head start by calling the Head Start office at 349-3488 or stop by, of course, at the Head Start office on Gardner Trail. And get your announcement to us anyway, any of these ways that you like, and I'll tell everyone what you've got planned, or we'll wish someone a happy birthday or anniversary. Turning to tonight's funeral services, brought to you nightly by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. A reminder that 78-year-old Henry Joseph of Dixie Avenue will be laid to rest following services tomorrow. He's survived by his wife Brenda and daughters Paula Manflora and Augusta Manhelton. Visitation is the rest of this evening at the Sagersville First Baptist Church. Masonic rites begin tonight at 7. Services will be at the church tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. And of course, military services will be held by Chapter 15 of our DAV. Burial will follow at the Joseph Cemetery at Mason. And as I referred to earlier, 86-year-old Virgil Moore of Sagersville passed away yesterday. He's survived by his brother Vernon Moore and sisters Aline Pack and Jan Moore. Visitation will be tomorrow evening after 6 and up until services that start Sunday at 1 from the Swampton United Baptist Church. The McGoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of Mr. Moore's arrangements. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville. Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National.
After years of politics as usual, we now have an auditor that follows the data. Mike Harmon. Endorsed by Kentucky Right to Life, the NRA, and the Fraternal Order of Police, he's taken politics out of the office. Mike called out the state's pension systems for their lack of transparency, and Mike Harmon audited the CLEP Fund to ensure law enforcement and their families get the money they deserve. On November 5th, follow the data and vote for the best choice. Mike Harmon for auditor.
We have finally done it. After years and years of extensive testing, we not only invented the chicken sandwich, we have perfected the chicken sandwich. Come and try it and love it with a big, famous dipped breast strip, pickles and mayonnaise, or however you like it fixed. And if you like, make it a double. Just make your way to Lee's to get it and grab a cookie while you're there. At your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe, where even our ice is famous.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
Whether it's diabetes, arthritis, or injury causing you foot and ankle problems, or excruciating pain in your heel that's often easily treatable, Dr. Cheryl Cheney has over 21 years in group and private practice as one of the region's leading podiatrists, and she's now practicing right here in Sagersville. Dr. Cheryl Stalder Cheney is now seeing new patients, young and old, at Hope Family Podiatry Center in Sagersville, just next to the Lee's Famous Recipe. Call for an appointment today. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. For huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 349-8785. Well, on Wednesday's coverage of Wednesday's special session of the Magoffin County Fiscal Court, we covered one of two topics of discussion, that being, just in case you missed it, discretionary road funds approved by the governor presented to the Magoffin County Fiscal Court right at $350,000 worth to go towards resurfacing and repairing several different roads in Magoffin County, a little more than $100,000 to be spent in each of the three magisterial districts. Another portion of that meeting was dedicated to opening bids for solid waste collection and disposal services. Of course, Rumpke, our current garbage collection provider, and another company had shown interest in submitting bids. However, only one company did. These new rates will see significant changes in many areas, and those changes will actually include rates going down for residents and senior citizens. Commercial rates, however, will be increasing.
We advertised for bid per direction of fiscal court a couple months ago, or I believe it's been that long. And we ran those advertisements. We had a bid opening last week, and we had two interested companies that attended our pre-bid meeting. But during the bid opening, only Rumpke submitted a bid. The other one submitted a letter declining the bid. If you look in your packet, you'll see the bid themselves. We have representatives of Rumpke here. Basically, the residential Class A will now be $15.95. Residential Class B senior citizens will be $10.95. And then there were various changes which result in increases on the business side. The other ones were decreases on the residential side. And I'll open the floor up for discussion or questions or whatever. And like I said, we got representative from Rumpke and I got Ashley here. And this is a 5-year contract. The seniors rate will stay fixed. The residential rate is subject to consumer price index changes, which is standard in the business world. And that way this won't have to be addressed again for the next 5 years.
With Rumpke's contract in its final year with Magoffin County, hence the reason for the rebidding of garbage collection services, the current rates, as were dictated by that contract, were as follows. Under the current column there in the middle of your screen, residents were paying $19.84. That's standard curbside collection one time a week. Residents paying $19.84 a month, senior citizens paying $12.08 a month, and there are many types of commercial or many different levels of commercial garbage pickup. We'll go with the least, which is Class A, and collecting up to 4 cans one time a week. That commercial rate stood at $28.51. Now, to the right of your screen, you'll see the future column, and you'll notice that residents and seniors are going to see a decrease in their garbage collection rates when this new contract takes effect. Standard residential collection rates will go from $19.84 a month to $15.95 a month. Senior citizens rates will drop more than $1 from $12.08 to $10.95. There is a significant increase on the commercial side, and once again, there are many different levels of commercial collection. Several different classes. Again, we'll just go with Class A, as the ratio is pretty much the same for most of them. And using that Class A, for example, businesses are paying $28.51 per month. That rate will go to $45 per month for up to 4 cans collected one time a week. And the ratio is pretty much the same for all other levels of Class A and most other commercial rates. Another example being businesses having up to 4 cans collected 3 times a week goes from $81.42 to $150 per month. We are definitely starting off November on a rather chilly note. We are going to see sunshine and clear skies for days. we're not going to get out of the 50s for a few. We might flirt with and hit the 60-degree mark for a few thereafter. So keep that in mind. We have a freeze warning in effect tonight from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. for a lot of areas. We are expected to see the upper 20s for nighttime lows, and we will see as we look at the extended forecast turning to the first full week of the 11th month. Oh my goodness, we are going to see things continue to be sunny and clear and more in the neighborhood of 60 degrees at least for a couple of days. Here's your Licking Valley RACC outlook in more detail. First, let me clarify that freeze warning for some areas does not include the viewing area, but just off and to our east and just right around the border and a little bit to the north and south in those parts of Kentucky. They're seeing a freeze warning for tonight. We, however, will see nighttime lows below the freezing mark. It is definitely a forecast of different sorts, temperature-wise, precipitation-wise, and time-wise as well. We'll let it all go into it tonight. A low of 29 tonight, clear skies and a calm wind, a cold one in store for the end of the week. I've got a camera headed up to the McGoffin County High School football field, of course, for tonight's and the last game of the season. If you're going, bundle up, right? Tomorrow we should hit right around 52. Showers are gone. Winds, nothing like what we saw last night. What a brutal Halloween that was for a while. But tomorrow, a breezy Saturday afternoon. Winds out of the west, 5 to 8, maybe gusting upwards of 15 miles per hour or so at times. But sunny, partly cloudy tomorrow, 52, 30, your high and low for the first half of your weekend. And don't forget, in the middle of your weekend, before you go to bed, technically around 2 a.m., we're going to fall back an hour. It's the end of daylight savings time, and the end of daylight, as we know it, for those who work past 5:30 or so in the evening, you will be walking out to darkness, starting very, very, very soon. So Sunday, after we get an extra hour of sleep, mind you, we're only going to hit about 50, but we're still going to be sunny, and we're still going to have clear skies. Nighttime lows, again, below freezing. And Monday night will be the first night above freezing for nighttime lows. And we'll get close to 60 at the start of next week. With that, 58, sunny, and a pretty nice start to the work week, to say the very least. We're getting close to 60. No rain, just sun and a few clouds. And we'll actually get a little bit closer still to 60 on your Tuesday. I think we'll hit 59, maybe even 60 for some of us. Mostly sunny, a few clouds that night. Temperature still holding above the freezing mark at 36. And by Wednesday, we most certainly think we will at least hit. We most certainly think we will hit 60, and we'll do so with right at 60, 61 maybe. Sunny and partly cloudy. Still no mention of any showers, and that takes us into Thursday. We've got another little setup that will knock us down temperature-wise to the lower 50s, but with it, no rain expected as of right now. But partly sunny and 52 on your Thursday, and I think we'll carry that note on through the end of next week. But that's a week away. And I suspect by the time I see you next time, we'll have an updated forecast for you. And with that said, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you back here with all the local news and information that you expect after 20 years and counting on your news today. You know, as a matter of fact, a little impromptu there, right? I guess we'll be celebrating 21 years. Technically tomorrow, now that I do the quick math off the top of my head. Yep, keeping it real, folks. 21 years as of tomorrow. So we'll say now, 21 years and counting. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.